question we get asked all the time is whether or not the New York bar exam tests New York law. And it's a great question because so many people sign up to take the bar exam in the jurisdiction of New York. So let's dive into that question. The short answer to the question as to whether or not the New York bar exam tests New York law is no. And this is because as of 2016, New York has adopted the UBE, or the Uniform Bar Exam. And the UBE is an exam that's administered and drafted by the National Conference of Bar Examiners. And the test here, the UBE, is going to test multi-state rules, or those leading rules that come from our federal cases or general law and the majority law. In other words, it's not an exam written to test state-specific rules. So if you're taking the UBE in New York, you can rest assured knowing it is not going to be testing New York state-specific law. However, keep in mind that each jurisdiction can still grade its written portion. So this means that while the NCBE writes the essay portion of your exam, graders in New York are still going to be grading your exam. So you want to make sure you have the information you need about how New York is going to be grading your essay exam. So familiarize yourself with their scale and standards so that you're practicing appropriately. Now, the one thing we do want to point out, however, is that there is the New York law exam. So before you think that you don't have to know any specific law for New York, think again. In order to get licensed in the state of New York, it's not enough to just take the Uniform Bar Exam. You need to do that, and you need to pass the UBE, but there's another licensing requirement. They call this the New York Law Exam, or the NYLE. And the New York Bar requires applicants to take the NYLC. That stands for the New York Law Course. This is an online, on-demand course that teaches New York state-specific law over the course of 13 different subjects, and it's about 17 hours of lectures. So applicants can take the New York Law Exam upon completion of the New York Law course. So you take the course and then you take the exam. The exam is a 2-hour test. It's open book. It's 50 multiple choice questions that cover New York law. So again, you do need to know it for that portion of your licensing requirement, but it's not going to show up on the Uniform Bar Exam. So keep that in mind and best of luck.